We begin today with reaction here in Central Oregon to the weekend shakeup in the presidential race.
Local pundits and politicians weigh in on Biden dropping out and the Harris endorsement.
Isabella Warren brings us comments from both sides of the aisle.
With less than 100 days to the November election, Republicans and Democrats in Central Oregon are reacting to the history-making decision from President Biden, including former Democratic State Representative Judy Stiegler.
It's opened the door for unification and for the party to sort of come together and boost a candidate.
The vice chair of the Deschutes County GOP believes Biden's decision points to a larger issue.
It's very clear to those who pay attention and are able to critically think that Joe Biden is not fit to serve as a president of the United States, and he's not been fit for a while. This didn't come on just overnight. This has been going on for a long time.
President Biden's endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris is supported by local Democrats, including then-Mayor Melanie Keebler, Senators Wyden and Merkley, and Governor Tina Kotek.
That was the person who was going to succeed him if something happened anyway. So obviously President Biden has trust and faith and feels very strongly that she has the capacity and capability to do the job.
I really don't think it even makes a huge difference whether it's Biden or Harris or another Democrat nominee. We are so confident that America can get back on track with the policies that Trump and the other Republicans want to bring forward, even here in Oregon.
The Democratic National Convention is just a few weeks away. Pacific University political science professor Jim Moore says there's a chance that Harris' election could be contested.
When the people who were also mentioned as being credible candidates for president in a split convention, like Gavin Newsom, governor of California, Pete Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation, Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, they endorsed Harris. So that means that the number of people who can credibly run against her shrank rapidly.
700 delegates have already pledged their vote to Harris. She needs 1,976 to win the nomination.
We, the voters, have no more say in this. The delegates have already been chosen from every state and every territory. But the delegates themselves are going to be talking to each other.
If she doesn't receive the majority, it will go to a second ballot where superdelegates would vote. Local Republicans remain confident the change in the Democratic ticket won't affect the outcome.
Regardless of who the Democrat nominee is, we are confident in Donald Trump and J.D. Vance as our presidential nominee, and that they will be able to get America back on track, just like America was back when Trump was president before.
Oregon has a total of 78 delegates. We reached out to a few and checked their social media, where a handful have already shown their support for Harris. And of course, the next question is who her VP is going to be.
And the potential candidates are?
Well, there's a few. So there's Governor Gavin Newsom, Pete Buttigieg, and of course Governor Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania. But it's still early days.
All right, Isabella Warren, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We found this to be a very emotional issue for voters in Central Oregon. When we asked for a reaction today, many were reluctant to be interviewed. A few did talk with us about the selection of Vice President Harris.
She is probably at this step, this phase in the nomination process, the most qualified because she's up to date on all the projects that Biden has going on.
They needed another nominee to go forward with, someone with the best chance to win in November. And a lot of Democrats have lined up behind Vice President Harris. Some notable ones have not, and that's really interesting.
I will vote for the Democratic nominee. I don't really care who that is because there are so many qualified people.
In looking for reaction, we talked with people in downtown Bend at a handful of locations, reaching out to about 75 people. Only 2 shared their thoughts on camera.